Please welcome to the TEDx San Francisco stage, Priyanka Jain.
Zara was forced to be a woman before she even had the chance to be a girl. She was unable to continue school after the age of 12. By the time she was 15, she was pregnant and dependent on her abusive husband. When she finally got the chance to leave him, she couldn't get a job because she didn't have an education. Now, she is forced to sell her body to pay for food, exposing herself to countless diseases. Sadly, this isn't just the story of one girl, but it's the story of many. There are over 80 million uneducated girls in the world today. The problems facing girls in developing countries are overwhelming. As you heard, childbirth complications are the #1 cause of death for girls aged 15 to 19, girls my age. The #1 cause of death is childbirth complications. 75% of the world's HIV-positive youth are girls. 1 in 7 girls is married before she is 15. Before she would reach high school in the US, she would be married. And by the time girls are 18, 1 in 2 of them already have children. So, what's the solution to this? First, we usually think of technology or government or science or policy. But what if the solution was simpler? What if we could rely on our most underutilized but valuable resource? What if we could rely on the abundance of smart, adolescent girls? I believe that supporting girls is a fail-proof investment. Because regardless of where we're born, girls have dreams. The desire to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a teacher. The only difference between Zara and me is that I was given the opportunity. Someone handed me the opportunity to go to school. So why should I care about this? I'm 18 years old. People ask me time and time again, why are you doing this? You're 18. And my response is always the same, that I am already 18, that I have spent 18 years of my life taking for granted everything that I have, a great family, parents, mentors, an education, good health, things that millions and millions of girls around the world live without. Now, as my role as a youth champion for the United Nations Foundation Girl Up campaign, I am working with girls here in the US to help them channel their energy and their compassion to help our peers, the world's hardest to reach adolescent girls. We are working to make sure that girls everywhere are healthy, safe, educated, counted, and positioned to be the next generation of leaders. So why is helping girls a solution to global health? It's world-changing. If a girl stays in school, she's 3 times less likely to have HIV and AIDS. She will marry 4 years later and marry with choice. She will have 2 fewer children, and she's much more likely to send those children to school. When she graduates and begins making money, she will reinvest 90% of that money back into her family and her community, versus only 30 to 40% that a man would invest. That is a 3 times greater impact on her community by educating a girl. And then there's a direct positive correlation between the number of years a girl is in school and the future health of her children. But then why? Why are 70% of the world's uneducated youth girls? Why is only 2 cents of every dollar donated towards international development goes towards supporting girls? 2%. But educating girls isn't just the right thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. I'm sure that many of you guys have heard Malala's story from Pakistan. She had the opportunity to get an education. When she was 14, she took it upon herself to advocate for her peers, the other girls in her country who also deserved an education. The Taliban didn't appreciate this, and she was shot about a month ago. This weekend, she stood for the first time. And this weekend, the world took that as a time to stand up for the 80 million uneducated girls in the world. Today, November 10th, has been declared World Malala Day, meaning that today, the Pakistani government has signed a bill saying that they will pay families for sending their daughters to school. That is a huge step forward for girls' education in Pakistan. Just educating one girl, just educating Malala, has changed the future of her entire country. There are 600 million girls in the developing world. That's 600 million solutions. Everyone in this room is working to improve global health. All I'm trying to tell you is never leave girls behind. If you want to make a sustainable impact in global health, then your best investment is in a girl. Thank you.